Today we are working on the N-scale train Helix. So last time we worked on this, we had built the Helix itself, and then we tested out the track on top of it. So we know it works, and so we've got to get this thing finished up so we can get it installed. So basically, this is the back side of the Helix. I got it all set back up. I went through and painted all of the track. These are the Kato cement tracks. Got them painted up. What I'm planning on doing is I really like this clean look with it mounted here. So I'm going to run black ballast in between and then just use the texture of the Kato track. Once I get it glued down, I'm going to probably just add a wash to the outside of the Kato track to just bring out the gravel look. I think it's going to look really clean, hopefully. And then that way I can run like strip lights underneath the Helix to kind of illuminate this, because I want to build kind of an enclosure around it. Because the Helix is actually in the background of my work videos, like when I'm on conference calls and stuff. So I really want it to be a nice centerpiece with nice lighting and whatnot. What we're doing today is we're going to be building up some connectors, running some wire on those. We're going to solder those up. And then what they're going to do is right here, you can see I've got separation all perfectly lined up right down here. So what it'll be is 1, 2, 3 sections of track. Maybe 4. Yeah, 4 sections of track here. Where I'm going to run in the special leads, and then I'm going to run them to over here and do a junction box. And then that junction will then have just 2 leads come off of it so I can hook it into the power. When I do finally set this up, I'm going to use the Kato like pre-made little 2.5 inch, whatever they are, sections with power on the top and the bottom with isolators on the outside. So this whole Helix will be isolated. All the wires will run to the junction, and then one wire running off of that. So that way I can, if I set up zones and all that stuff like that, I'll have the Helix be one zone. And yeah, that'll be really cool. So what I'm working on is just making the leads, and then we're going to get it connected and tested. Once that's done and we verify it, we'll run black ballast and we'll pull it apart, run the black ballast around the inside. And then we will glue it down. We'll put it back together, verify it works, glue everything down. And then the Helix will be ready to go, minus like the end power pieces. Those will get put on as we install it. And then I'll run them to the junction box, which is kind of off to the side. And that'll be hidden under the layout over there. Yeah, we've got a lot going on in the workshop here. That's why I haven't really worked on it too much. I'm building a 40K size Emperor Titan. So that's one leg right there. I've got another leg over there in the works. Got my Battletech drop pod. We're building some kill team terrain. We've just put a base coat on the Vulcus terrain. I've been 3D printing out a nice Gallo Dark type terrain. We'll do a board that's double-sided, so we can have, more of a Space Hulk fight, and then we'll have the Vulcus style. Over here on the painting table, we've got some stuff I need to paint up. Working on my wife's D&D characters. She's doing an Elven Sorceress, so be painting those up. Got our little dog familiar there, and then got my Casterkin kill team I need to paint. So a lot of little projects going on here in the workshop. But yeah, so that's what we'll be working on. I'll get these soldered up. Once I get them all soldered up, we'll pull this apart, get it installed. We'll run some tests on it, run some trains up and down it, make sure it works. We'll pull it apart again, add some ballast, glue it down, and then we'll wash the outside of the gravel on the Kato track, make sure everything looks good, and then this thing will be ready to be installed. Then once we get this all done, I can then pull all the track that goes around my desk, which you saw in an earlier video. We'll get that painted up, we'll get it glued down, connected to the Helix. We'll be able to then go through and ballast up all of the track that goes around my desk on the little shelf. It'd be more like a rolling plains with like grass and bushes and dirt and stuff like that. I got a little train station that goes next to my desk. We'll get that built and installed as well. with some lighting. And then basically the part that goes around my desk with the Helix will be done. And then hopefully around the holidays, we'll be able to build the actual train layout, which will be about 2 or 3 inches above this, because it'll keep going up at about a 2% incline up to the main layout. I only plan on running really passenger trains around the Helix and around my desk, because one engine can pull so far a full Amtrak train up it. No problem. If I run freight, it has to be in consist, just to get a longer freight cars, set of freight cars pulled up. I'll keep the freight up on the main line and do more passenger where it's longer travel down around my desk. And then like if I get a holiday train, I can do that too. So that'll be really fun. But yeah, this is a 2% incline that goes up this whole thing. And then it'll just continue as a 2% up to the main layout. And then that'll just have a switch that I can send a train down it and back up it again if I want to. So we'll be working on making connectors today. That's the project for today, and hopefully we'll get it all done. So we'll see how that goes.